Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 16 of the Friskey Whiskey. Tonight, we have a little change of pace. Mike D, what are we doing?
This is the Friskey Whiskian state of address.
I like it.
You know, what's going on with the Friskey Whiskey? Where are we going? What ideas are we coming up with?
Yeah.
Just talk to you guys tonight, hang out. We got some good whiskeys to go along with this conversation.
We do.
We really do. We got some ones that have some interesting history in a weird way to certain degrees. You know, we got a Noah Mills.
Okay.
114 proof.
All right.
And it's kind of cool because I like the bottle.
It kind of looks like a wine bottle a little bit, right?
It looks like a Pinot Noir bottle for sure. And then we have the classic, kind of a classic.
It's kind of a classic.
You'll understand why after you read the history. A Kentucky Owl 10-year-old.
All right.
96 proof.
Okay.
So this is going to be a really good show tonight. And we're going to talk about some things. You know, we got stuff. We got things.
Yeah, we do. We have things officially.
We got cool
I'll
coasters.
throw that over here. Yeah, we got some coasters. We got some polos.
Shirts.
We're working on hats. Of course, we got our Glencairn glasses.
Yep, with Friskey whiskey on it.
So, it's just, I think it's an opportunity for us to kind of catch everyone up that's been following along on this adventure that we've been on for the last 16 weeks. And, get more in touch, maybe buy some swag. I know we're working on a lot of big things. We really are. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. A lot of people don't realize how long it takes to kind of align everything to just be perfect, and you have things you have to turn on here and turn on over there. So,
and I want to thank everybody for listening to us, and hopefully you're grabbing a bottle and joining along with us and during one of the tastings. Do all three, even better. Most time to three.
100%.
We're dropping down to two a little bit now, here and there more.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where our collection got kind of massive really quick.
So
in 16 weeks, I think we went from, I know my personal collection was like maybe a bottle or two, and now I'm sitting at like 25.
We've done a lot
and it's like, okay, maybe it's time to like cut back, look at what we're doing, address the, the episodes that we've been wanting to make with some of these whiskeys that we haven't really touched on.
Yep.
Mainly the mixologist series. We only have done one. We have only done one of those, and we were really excited to do more of them.
Yep.
I know myself personally, I'm looking forward to teaching everyone about a good Manhattan.
Oh, we're gonna make a couple different kind of cocktails. And what I want to do too is use the websites of all these whiskeys that we're trying. They all have recipes.
Yeah, they do.
Like I want to do a Hudson whiskey, just all their recipes.
Yeah.
We got the rye. We got the regular. I think it was a regular bourbon, right? So we got to do a night like that.
Just have some fun with it.
But we need to do some more mixologist series. We've lost the Irish. We've lost the Irish. We got to talk about that after the show. We got to go find an Irish, I think, or two, maybe three.
I know. It's for me and my people.
Yeah, your people. Your people talk to my people. We'll see what happens. But I think, what, let's dive into a little tasting here.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so we're going to jump into some Noah Mills. I'm not sure what show it is. It's either today's show. One of their main guys.
Tomorrow's show
today. Is a big fan of Noah Mills. So that's kind of how I found out about it.
All right.
So let's.
I'm actually looking forward to this. So I know you had kind of cracked into this a little bit.
I got into it by accident one night.
Not by accident. Don't lie to the people.
No, it was an accident. I think.
You're like, what is this, wine?
Yeah,
oh, no, this is whiskey. Oh, no.
So that's what's cool about it. It's not shaped in a normal, it's not a whiskey bottle. It's in a wine bottle.
Yeah. It even has a little thing at the bottom for your thumb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, what? Oh, that thing down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I thought it was a wine bottle. I was like, all right.
But it's got a cool look. I like it. It's
nice classic label on there.
Now, so here's a history that I found. It wasn't easier finding history on this one. Okay. So Noah Mills, a visionary distiller with a passion for the art of whiskey making, established the Noah Mills Distillery in 1885.
Okay.
Noah believed in true bourbon should embody the essence of its origins and showcase the distinct flavors of the region.
Mm-hmm.
So using the finest locally sourced ingredients, Noah crafted his bourbon with a blend of corn, rye, and malted barley. Each batch was carefully distilled and aged in charred oak barrels, allowing the bourbon to develop its unique character and smoothness over time.
Okay.
Now, like many distilleries of the era, Prohibition in the United States dealt a severe blow to Noah Mills Distillery, forced to cease operations in 1920. That sucks. Like, stop.
Like, no more.
No more.
No more whiskey.
The distillery legacy seemed to come to an abrupt end. After the repeal of Prohibition in 1933, Noah's descendants revived the family distillery.
Okay. That's actually kind of cool.
They observed the original recipes, techniques, dedication to the quality that Noah had installed. Now, today, what I found out was they no longer do their own distillery.
Okay.
Which is it's a thing. It's a thing.
It is.
There's a lot of whiskey that we drink that are made in the same location.
Yep.
They're just using their recipe and their barrels. So it's the same thing here. They source their bourbon from Bernheim.
Yeah, that's what Bernheim
Distillery located in Louisville. But today Noah Mills they focus on Louisville. But today they focus on blending and aging to produce their family bourbon.
Okay.
So now they've just taken that art.
So it's kind of like what was that one that started off that way? The Nelson Bros? Was that they started off like doing it somewhere else
Yes.
and then brought it back in as they got the chance to rebuild their distillery and all that stuff? Which is pretty cool.
But
I like that.
What I read up though is a lot of the whiskeys that we're drinking right now are being made at one or two distilleries. And there's like 50 of them being made there.
Yeah.
So it's a thing right now.
Yeah.
It saves them money. It saves them money. In the production value.
Well,
they're just going to worry
also
about storage.
having like all of the facility to actually do it. I mean, you need
Yeah.
like a whole manufacturing plant to make this stuff.
So they're just worrying about the storage of the barrels on their own properties. Most of the time, they're shipped off from this distillery.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. All right, so let's get into this. So our nose and our taste should go cinnamon, allspice, vanilla, oak, mint, cream, and caramel. I say caramel because I'm a fan.
You spell it caramel too. Sometimes. This time you didn't. But sometimes you do spell caramel.
I mean, it smells really that mint's there.
The thing is it is definitely
Allspice, kind of. The spicy.
it's not the alcohol burn that you normally get. It's definitely like a minty. There's something there that's like
that
unique.
softness is there.
Yeah,
Between
it's
that
unique.
cream and caramel to that softness. Is
Yeah.
there. Well, this smells really good. It's got a nice dark color to it. That's a nice amber.
I'm going to give it a shot.
That's a nice amber to it. Nice dark amber.
Wow.
That's tasty, man. It just goes down so nice. I mean, that is a good bourbon.
Well,
So-
you can 100% tell that it's 114 proof.
Yes. Oh, it's got
It is very much
it's
like
got a
right
kick.
into the nose.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's got a kick to it. But it's
But-
nice. But it goes down so nice.
there's definitely like when you first take that sip, those vanillas, that's definitely there. The mint is, again, I think this
Mint's
might be just like how mint is within a whiskey. It might just be the thing that's at the tail end.
Yeah.
Like kind of like the sensation, the freshness. I don't know how else to describe it, but maybe that's what it is. But this is definitely like up front, it went bam right to my nose.
Oh, yeah.
Like it
Almost
I
like
felt
wasabi.
it. Yeah, I felt it. I was like, all right. You're right. You're 114 proof.
Put me down on this nice fancy Friskey whiskey.
You all
coaster.
fancy over there.
But it's just got that. The flavors are there. That caramel's there. That cream. It softens up after it hits that pop. Now you see why I said this would be great. Well, so we had a really good dinner tonight. So
we did.
So I decided to cook tonight, and I threw down. So
You did.
and that's why I was saying I think this would be over. And now I never tried this. I don't know, but I thought this would be great eating and drinking while I was having my. So I made lamb chops tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody, I roasted up some lamb chops.
I don't know how it's going to be, over ice, but I would bet that this over ice would be the perfect companion with that lamb. And the lamb was ridiculous.
That's
Cooked perfect.
That's my famous rosemary, thyme, garlic, lemon
It's so
zest
good.
marinade. I marinated overnight.
Yeah,
And then just got roasted for 25 minutes. That's it.
it's amazing.
Then I made some roasted vegetables, some root vegetables.
Some good stuff.
I went out hunting. Went to the local Costco and tackled down this rack of ribs.
It was a fight. It was a fight.
What's the store? Bought the carrots and the green. Actually, the green beans from my garden.
Okay.
All those green beans were from my garden. So
There you go.
That was
So we
pretty good.
are eating some stuff that's
Yes.
growing here,
And then I made artichokes. I roasted some artichokes today.
which is super good
with
with the garlic.
with the garlic butter.
Yeah, it's
so I
really
mashed
good.
it up and mixed butter in there.
Yeah,
It comes
it's
out so
super good.
And then we had in a couple of weeks we're gonna have a guest. And it's one of the things we can talk about. Since we're kind of giving the state of the nation here. Our guest is going to be a French chef. He has a local little shop right here in Palm Beach Gardens.
Yep.
And his name of the place is called Picnic. So I went there 2 days ago, and he had French mac and cheese. And let me tell you,
It's pretty dang good.
that was damn good mac and cheese.
Pretty dang
Had
good.
little chunks of ham in it. I think like 3 or 4 different kinds of cheeses in there.
Bechamel.
Yeah, it had that. It was very creamy. I mean, for being in my refrigerator for 2 days and heating it up, I didn't have to do anything to it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it was a good mac and cheese.
It was.
You know, I'm not a huge mac and cheese guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of like, for me, that's like barbecue side, but I don't always go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Yeah.
But I saw that, I'm like, you know what? I'll do that with the lamb. You know,
and it was
a little preview of this guy's food because he's going to bring some food that night.
Yeah, and I haven't had his food yet,
No,
so that's my first, kind of preview of what he can do.
Yeah.
And I was pretty dang impressed.
And I always say this, man. His croissants are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And his bread is, in my opinion, the best baguette in town.
All right.
But it beats everybody. I'm not gonna throw
That's
names.
a bold statement.
I'm not gonna throw out names. And I'm not even putting.
I'm not going to throw down to Costco.
Yeah, Costco, Publix, and Winn-Dixie. You're not even in the competition. But I mean, it's just he has good food. His croissants are amazing, and everything I've had here out of his place so far has been either good or amazing or the best thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's really good mac and cheese. Different. It's
a different take on mac, but I like it.
But it was perfect whiskey food.
It is.
I mean,
it actually was. It actually really was. The flavors were
is game meat. And what else are you going to eat with Noah Mills in a bottle like that? Is game meat?
It's like, hey, would you like some wine? Oh, never mind. That's bourbon.
Chateau.
No, this is really good though. I do enjoy this. I enjoy the smell of it too. Like it's. I wouldn't say it's unique because I mean bourbon is bourbon.
Bourbon is bourbon.
But it's how it presents itself, and that's the nice part. And this is actually kind of strong for a bourbon, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of because like there's that proof limit.
Yeah.
For bourbon, I think you have to put it in like the what is it? The cask.
Right.
Right. You have to put it in at 125 or less. Right. Right, that's bourbon.
I think that's bourbon, yeah.
Right?
So they're taking it to the limit here.
And so, like, literally, after being aged, it's still 114. Like, you're keeping it pretty freaking toasty.
Now, they used to age it for a certain time period. But because they went to this blending method, each blend is different. They're just looking to get to a certain flavor profile. So it may not age, it may not take, because of the blend they did, it may not take to age it. It has to, obviously, be, I think, minimum 4 years, right?
Yeah.
I think something or something like that.
It's 4 years.
It's 4 years, right? So, obviously, it's aged for at least 4 years. But some might be age 5, some might be age 8, some might be 10. To get that flavor that they're looking for.
Okay.
Based off the blend, how they're blending it now.
Interesting.
So, but they won't put the age in the bottles anymore.
Why?
Because they don't want you to know.
But I want to know.
I would like to know, too.
I want to know. But I guess that's as long as their product is consistent and
that's what they're looking for, consistent flavor,
right?
not the age.
So it looks like on the back, it says it's distilled, aged, and bottled by Willet Distillery.
Ah.
I can see that on the back.
And
we've had Willet.
Which I think Willet is based out of that. I actually read that somewhere, too. Willet bourbon comes from this distillery.
Yeah. So okay. So I guess that's who they're going through. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That explains the quality because I mean Willet's pretty dang good.
It's going to be an upcoming show. It's on our list. It's
definitely on
it's
our
on
list.
that on that quick hit list. I want to.
I mean, honestly, we got a little spoiled, when we did our bottle share.
Yeah. Oh.
Just a little bit.
Who, me?
No, we did. Because they had they had their bourbon. They had the.
I went to the path of Willet.
Yeah, I did too.
It was crazy. It was so good. Oh my god.
It was so good though.
It was so good. But no, let's move on to some ice now.
Yeah, let's move on.
So as I mentioned that show we're going to do with Chris, the French chef.
Yeah.
What I want to, we're going to try and maybe do more shows at restaurants. I think we're going to talk to some restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is kind of like one of the goals.
We want to do some live shows from like.
So when we kicked off this whole thing, right, is we had this idea of we're both foodies, we both make really good food, we enjoy really good food, but we also really enjoy a good whiskey, right? And so that's kind of what the idea of this whole thing started as, was kind of like, let's hang out, eat some good food, and drink some good drink, and like have conversations like we always do.
Yep.
Except instead of us just having the conversations and then killing off a bottle of whiskey, we record it and let everyone else know what we were talking about.
Yes. And maybe
so we took it a little bit more seriously,
yes.
But like for the most part, you guys are getting the beginnings of how our evenings go.
Yeah.
For the most part,
it's just hanging out.
Right?
It's all about hanging out.
So,
but we want to get to some restaurants too.
We do.
We want to do it at our favorite locale. Interview the bartender.
We'd love to do locale.
Go through food.
They're interested. They support us.
Maybe I'm not going to mention the name of the restaurant, but you talk to somebody maybe. And I think I'll get out there and start talking to more people about this.
It's one of those things.
I'm probably more the salesman in the group here.
Yeah. I'm kind of a quiet person.
Yeah, we take you out there, you scare the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Why does he keep grabbing the knife? I don't know.
Just ignore him.
Yeah, just
don't make eye contact.
Just don't go near his mouth. It'll be fine.
But no, seriously, like it's been one of those things where we've had this idea of really driving forward the restaurant side, the actual trying out the flavors with that mix with the foods, and we want to get the bartenders involved who they're actually not just bartenders. I mean, they're not just sitting there pouring a drink.
No,
they're literally making a cocktail.
I want to try all their signature drinks, not just the whiskey drinks.
And I want to get there. Yeah, I think, and we're getting there slowly. It's one of those, again, everyone who supports this and listens to this, you guys make it happen, because every time one of you guys start listening, every time you guys subscribe, anything like that, that's something that we use and say, hey, look, these are the the people that listen to us.
We're interested. And we want to figure out how to do a live show. I think we're going to try a live show soon. I'll do it on live Instagram and do it live through Podbeam at the same time.
Yep.
I think.
And we are trying to, we do have that YouTube channel. 100%. If you
check it out,
if you have checked our YouTube channel out and you've watched us, on video doing these episodes,
gotta check out the package.
If you actually do watch the YouTube, please subscribe to it. So, if you're not aware, it requires 50 subscribers on YouTube for us to do a live show.
Ooh.
I would love to be able.
Awesome.
The camera we got, I intentionally got it because I could do a live video on it.
Nice.
I would love to be able to have you guys join us live any episode, and we can just have it there on YouTube. And then you guys can join us, and we could be able to look at your questions and answer stuff and be live that way. I would love to do that.
And we want to go to Arizona, do a live show in Arizona if we can.
Actually, they want us to go to. They want us to be there.
Actually, I reached out to him last night with the cock thing.
Oh yeah. You reached out to him with your cock.
The whole cock thing last night. That went everywhere. And my cock was out. It was showing.
You're like, hey, check out my cock.
So, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I bought myself this bottle of a little pre-Father's Day gift for myself. I got myself a bottle called Chicken Cock bourbon, and so I was texting all my friends, oh, this is the best cock I've ever had. Not rough, kind of smooth at times. Every time in my mouth, a different sensation. Then I sent a picture of the bottle.
Oh, I get it now.
Because at first they all thought I was doing this to myself. Obviously,
yes.
My friends have high esteem for me.
We all do.
It was a good thing last night. And that's going to be on the show at some point in time. The chicken cock.
I hope so.
It's got to be. It's actually very good. It's good for the price. It's it's so the Noah Mills is $59.99.
Okay.
And this is in that same price category, but so on ice.
Actually, I like this way better on ice, and so I'm happy I made that prediction of it being better with dinner on ice.
It's softened up. The caramel's there. The mint's there. The oak is there. The spice is still there. That cinnamon's still there, but it's not as.
It's not going into my nose anymore.
Right. It's not punching.
It's staying right on my tongue.
Yeah. Before it was kind of punching a little bit.
Yeah.
Noah Mills.
I'm here. But no, this is nice, and I do get that creaminess too, and the mint. It's kind of working together. I like this a lot.
Oh, this is very good. I can see why this is a popular,
absolutely
higher end brand.
Yeah.
I think it's worth the money.
I think so.
I really, if you're a good enthusiast, a good whiskey drinker, will really appreciate this.
Yeah.
Or if you're get it for yourself.
Yeah. Just give it a shot. See what's up.
Not as easy to find, from what I'm gathering. I had to order this one online.
Okay.
They're out there. I don't see them at Total Wine. I think they have it at Total Wine, but I don't know if they always have it in stock.
Maybe it's one of those you can order it from Total Wine.
Maybe.
And have it delivered. I know sometimes they deliver, sometimes they don't.
Yeah. But no, this is really good. This is I can see why this is good high end.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot. This is actually, again, on ice, that's my preference is on ice. It's a little bit too hot for me when it's
neat was a little like I said, punchy, if you will, punch right in the mouth. But no, this is tasty on ice. And you see why I like this so much.
Yeah, yeah, I could sit back and drink quite a bit of this. Yeah.
So we want to get some swag for our people out there.
It's true.
We're working on that. So we ordered some keychain / bottle openers.
It's be cool.
We do have some hats coming in. We'll talk about that. Right now, we just want to see what they look like.
From the redesign, they look goofy as hell, and I love it.
Do they? Oh,
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Do I want to look?
You want to look.
Am I going to be happy?
No.
Oh.
It's funny.
Oh, really? They messed it up? What? Okay, we'll see. Okay.
It kind of looks like the Quasimodo of black cats.
Oh.
It's funny.
Okay. How can you fuck the cat?
Bro, they took the design and they were like, you know what? These lines, they're too clean. And so now it has like a weird
Fuzzy
chin. And the whiskers are like twice as thick. And it kind of looks like it had a night out.
Well, maybe we'll go through our other place we're getting T-shirts from. We're getting T-shirts. We're gonna figure out a package that you guys can subscribe to or purchase. Either way.
Yeah, because we're looking to start a Patreon.
Yeah.
I know there's not a ton of you out there following us, but if you would be interested, you will do it. No, but if you want to support what we are doing, and you'd also like to get yourself, a nice shirt, maybe a cap, something like that. We're still working on the logistics of that stuff, but we'd love to be able to have you guys support us while we also give you something so that you can kind of rep us when you're out hanging out.
Yep, talk about Friskey whiskey.
And even if you don't want to rep us, at least you have a cool shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a cool logo, man. I don't care what anybody says. It's a cool
it is a nice logo.
It is nice. Thank you, Evan. We always thank him.
It's our boy, Evan.
That's our boy.
But yeah, so I mean, we're working on some stuff. We're trying to get out there, and that's why we're always, I think the last few episodes, I think we've, we want suggestions for things to drink, maybe something that you've been interested in, but you haven't want to take the leap because maybe it's like it's $80 a bottle. You're like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. Throw us that suggestion. Yeah, we'll buy it.
Yeah,
we'll buy it and give it a shot.
We love R&D. We totally love R&D. That's the best
We're
part
about
of this
it.
job.
We're all about it, right? And that's one of those things. Like it's fun for us to try something that we wouldn't even normally try.
No, yeah.
Either one of these bottles here, I don't think either. Like we would have never
been on my radar. Never in my radar. I would have walked right by it. And said, no. Now I'm just like, oof. Like this is like once again one of my new favorites.
Mm-hmm.
People keep asking me that too. Like when I tell them I do a podcast, they ask me, I say, "What's your favorite bourbon now?" I'm like, I can't. I'm to a point now where I can't answer that question.
I don't
anymore.
have a favorite.
I can talk to you about 3 or 4 right now that you should go buy right now. Right, I'll throw out the Evan Williams bottle and bond. I'll throw out my Stillhouse. I'll throw out this. I'd throw out the Sazerac we had the other night.
The Sazerac was
any Uncle Nearest. I can throw out all these ones now.
The Braddock Oak.
Oh,
which,
so
let me tell you, I'm still going back and forth on that one being the loser in the Battle of the Rise. Man, that was a damn good ride.
That was a tough fight.
Anyways,
that was a fun episode.
You're right though. I also get asked that question, and honestly, I don't have an answer anymore.
I don't.
No. Before, I would have told you, maybe some Michter's, maybe some. Actually, it probably would have been Old Forester.
Right.
I was on an Old Forester kick for a long time.
You were.
Old Forester, go for it.
Yeah,
but now I know so many better whiskeys.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not that Old Forester's bad. It just
but
I know so many
out there now. I know too much now. I have too much information.
Yeah.
So I'll suggest bottles to you now.
Yeah. And usually I start off with, what's your price point? How much are you willing to spend on a bottle of whiskey?
Yeah.
Because that's going to determine what I give you for a suggestion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of been the fun part about this adventure that we've been on is, wow, some of the stuff we've drank is kind of expensive. Most of it's kind of not.
Right.
I mean, we kind of keep ourselves in a nice chill range.
I can't reach that.
There you go.
I got short little arms. Big fat belly.
You're like the T-Rex of human beings.
I can only brush my teeth. It's horrible. I use my feet to feed myself half the time. It's horrible. That lamb was so good tonight, man.
It really was. I look forward to having another piece.
I haven't made that in a minute.
But yeah, so I mean, we're slowly kind of working our way around, things that we want to do, shows and episodes and things like that. We're trying to expand our knowledge. We're trying to expand your knowledge. Obviously, there might be people out there who listen to us and they're like, these idiots.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
But we're all we're trying to do is just express as much of our passion for this as we can, and we're learning at the same time. Honestly, anytime we're talking about something, it's the first time usually that we're getting into it. Right?
I make up most of the stuff I say.
It's 100% true.
Yeah, totally.
So
nothing you can believe out of
that said,
yes,
we're getting into the Kentucky Owl now. So this is a 10-year.
Yeah,
This is a 10-year Kentucky bourbon.
You throw down some history for us here.
You can drop a beat for me.
Drop a beat.
I'm joking. Don't do that. I can't. Kentucky Owl was founded by Charles Mortimer Dedman in 1879, operating until Prohibition became law in 1916. At this point, the government seized some 250,000 gallons of Kentucky Owl, taking it away for safekeeping.
That's interesting they did that.
That's rude that they did that.
That's really interesting.
That they took it away.
Yeah.
At least they didn't destroy it.
But why? Why are they keeping that one?
Well, I'm assuming when we taste this, we're going to find out.
Right.
They're going to be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I would have also put this away. One night, the warehouse where the bourbon was stored burned to the ground. Oddly, for a building filled with alcohol, the fire lasted only a matter of hours, leading many to suspect the entire Kentucky Owl stock had been whisked away. No pun intended. No pun intended. By organized crime to fuel their booming entire Kentucky Owls. Wait, hold on.
What happened?
I lost my spot. I'm reading off to the side.
Oh.
So let's see. Stock had been whisked away by organized crime to fuel their booming speakeasies. Number one suspect was Al Capone.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I bet he did it.
I mean, why not?
Why
not? 100 years later, the great-great-grandson of C.M. Dixon Dedman, revived the family business and set about blending a bourbon worthy of the Kentucky Owl name. 6 years of rigorous research and experimentation led to the first new whiskey to carry the Kentucky Owl name, and since 2017, a series of unique batches have been produced to much acclaim. Along with Kentucky Owl, they make the brand Wiseman Bourbon.
And I've seen Wiseman.
I have seen Wiseman.
And I've turned my nose to it, and I'm buying it next time I see it.
Well, there you go.
I'm such a
Sorry I fucked up a little bit on the history.
Dude,
I was like side-eyeing it.
I can barely speak English as it is. Are you kidding?
That's true.
So
what we're trying to get here from the taste nose, we're looking at floral, toasty sourdough, red apples, banana bread, graham crackers, toffee, citrus, and sweet cinnamon.
So it's definitely bready. The smell is bready of some sort, so that's probably the banana bread.
Well, it could also be the sourdough.
That toastiness. I'm not getting the floral, but I'm definitely getting like that. The citrus, the sweet, the cinnamon.
You know what's interesting? How much dough is in this?
Yes, this is
for like
doughy.
a bourbon.
It's doughy.
For a bourbon,
yeah, it's doughy.
I would imagine that for like a rye.
It's got a good dark color too, just like the Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the price point on this bottle is $99.
Yeah, but we picked it up for 110.
110, we got it on a deal.
Steal, if you will.
It's 96 proof.
Yep.
So not as strong as our Noah.
You can tell it in you can tell in the nose it's not.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
That apple pops up right there.
Ooh, it does.
This is so good.
Well, that red apple's like right there.
Yeah, red apple's right there.
This is doing that thing where it makes my mouth water.
That toffee, yeah, my mouth is watering right now. Because that's the bread. The bread's making it's absorbing your saliva. It's it's that sourdough.
It is sourdough. That's what that is.
And that citrus is there, and that toffee's there. I mean, this is tasty. Wow, Kentucky Owl. Now I understand.
I get it. Speaking of Kentucky Owl, shout out to them for liking our little post on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, I follow Noah Mills for us.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did I? No, they didn't have a website.
I don't know.
Oh man, they were hard to find information.
You followed someone named Noah Mills.
they were hard, man. Some of these things are hard to find, man. The Kentucky Owl website's pretty cool. They have recipes too.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, I like this a lot. This one,
like neat. I like this better than a Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because this neat is it's just sweet.
Well, I can taste the apple.
Oh my god, yeah, man.
And that's really pleasant. That's like always nice when you can pull out that one fruit thing.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, I get that. Like I can taste it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy we have this bottle.
Yes. No, very happy we have it. Absolutely. It's in our collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I'm thinking no cocktail at all. With either of these.
Yeah.
I think these maybe Manhattan. No, I don't know if I do an old fashioned with this.
I don't know. It's one of those. So that's the thing, right? And that's one of the things I've been thinking on, right? We're talking about the mixologist series, and we're trying to figure out how we want to do it. And there's so many different versions of an old fashioned. Right, there's the way to make it. There is the way to make it. Right, you can make yourself a traditional Angostura bitters. Get yourself some nice, what is it? The sugar, simple syrup, whatever,
syrup or sugar cube.
Yeah, or sugar cube. Yeah. Right. You do some muddling with some fragrant stuff like an orange peel or something like that. What if you want to?
Drop a little cherry in there.
Drop a little cherry, a couple ounces of your favorite, whiskey, whether bourbon or rye, whatever.
You know what drives me crazy? When the bartender puts some cherry syrup into it.
Oh, that's too sweet then.
Got into a fight with the bar. I'll tell you my story, but I was like.
But I mean, like, there's so many different versions. Like that's like the classic. But we've gone over to locale and we've had an old fashioned like 20 different ways.
Yes,
but it's still an old fashioned.
All 20 in one night.
But it's still an old fashioned.
Yes.
Right. It's still, but they're changing up the bitters and adding a little different like flavor profile or using a different whiskey that we wouldn't normally use because they're like, well, it's going to add something different with this little bitters over here. Right. And it's like there's so many different ways to make it. So these could end up making a really, really good old fashioned depending on the bitters you use.
I think it's important.
I think it's huge, and that's something that I think, especially once we start diving into the mixologist series, I'm thinking like, we're gonna have to like really experiment.
We got those Jack Rudy bitters, we got the Woodford Reserve bitters, we got our typical. I'm trying to look at the name right now.
Just keep waving your hand around.
Yeah, shut up. You know what bitters I'm talking about. You know what bitters I'm talking
about. You know what I'm talking about.
You don't know my bitters. Well, we had those fancy bitters too. That the King Floyd bitters.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll get a pack of the assortment pack again.
Yeah,
remember the scorched pear?
Yeah.
Those are making good old fashions that night.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of weird ones too that night.
They really did.
We had a couple of weird ones. Those flavors we were throwing down. Yeah, but that scorched pear one, that was a really good bitter.
But that's how you experiment. You figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Make my famous chocolate bitter, my chocolate old fashioned.
So that was pretty good.
I got the chocolate bitters, and I think I still have the guava syrup. I think. If I have it, it's probably bad.
Yeah, you probably should get rid of it.
Probably bad.
Just get a new one.
It's probably
not super expensive.
It's probably gone to tequila at this point.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing though. Is like I think, the more I'm like learning about stuff, like I don't think we should say no. I think we should say yes to trying it, and then if it sucks, then we're just like, okay, well, this just isn't made for an old fashioned. Right. This isn't made for. Yes. Pick your whiskey beverage. Your whiskey cocktail of choice.
So when I went out of town last weekend for Memorial Day weekend, I went to Sanibel Island, and if anybody remembers, that's where the hurricane hit. Yep. Massive destruction. Still to this day, there's a lot going on there.
Which hurricane was that?
That was Ian last year. It was horrible what happened out there. But so we're staying at a Marriott, and the bar was open. If you saw, I did post a picture of my flight, my three whiskey flight I had, which was the Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, and E.H. Taylor, or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But when I first went to that bar, I asked this question to every bartender I meet. Okay, do you know how to make a good old fashioned? Well, the woman got insulted. I asked her that question. She actually got insulted. She literally got insulted.
It's a fair question, though.
But I looked at her. I go, oops. I looked at her. But you understand? I've gotten so many bad old fashions. I ask the question now, and I'd rather you be honest with me. I'll help you make it, or I won't even order it, depending how you look. And so she made it, and she did the thing with putting the syrup in it, and then she actually shook it up a little bit.
No, why?
And I was just like, and for you to, I look, I had to be there for a couple of days, so I'm not going to start a fight with the bartender. You never do that. It's just, you don't want to be not served either. So, I made up with her, but the reality was, she really didn't know how to make a good old fashioned. Like, I would have told her, I would have stopped her. But she was, if she was doing it in front of me, I said, don't do the syrup thing. It was too late. I would have stopped her.
Well,
it was horrible. It's horrible.
It's just...
But the whiskey they had there was good, although they had no rye.
No rye.
And I was like, look, there are like 4 ABC liquor stores. The only thing left in this town that's open is 4 ABC liquor stores.
Did you go to any of them?
You guys don't have like a Spence account? You go buy?
Did you go to any of the ABCs?
Yeah, I did, actually. I did.
All right. Was the selection different than what we have here? Or about the same?
I didn't get... Okay, so I ran through there. It's hard to explain. So, they had some stuff I wasn't sure if there was another one. Okay. But I didn't have enough time to really think and research in my brain. I was kind of being... So they went in there for something very specific. They found it very quickly, unfortunately. I was hoping they'd walk around aimlessly around the store, like,
Yeah.
but it didn't happen. They found it pretty quickly. So I know we had to leave. So, but, I don't think they do a vault thing at the ABC liquor.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would or where they would do it. It's different, much different ABC than we have over here.
Okay.
It's completely different setup inside.
All right.
It was also much bigger, too, than when we went to.
So there's probably a vault, but it's like around a corner somewhere.
Maybe.
You just didn't see it.
I don't know.
So I will say that apple is definitely now, you get it on the nose.
Oh, man, this is really good.
And that sourdough's there.
Oh, I like
That's
this.
nice.
I like this on ice, too.
This is a lot nicer. I like this.
Wow. You know what?
Holy moly.
That floral's coming out, too,
Whoa.
right?
That's crazy. What a difference. Good job, Kentucky. Wow.
Wow, this is a really complex bourbon.
This is good.
I mean, complex on the good side. Like,
Yeah.
how the flavors, dramatically change, but how they change to the point where, like,
What is that flavor?
it's a floral. No?
It's at the end. It's kind of like drying my mouth out a little bit. What is that flavor? I can't put my...
There's got to be a mix of that sourdough and banana bread and a graham cracker, something like that.
Maybe. Whatever it is, it's good. I just can't put it on, like, right there. It's good, though. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is very good.
This is really good.
I mean, look, so this is on the higher end, $99. Look, you're going to find it's probably somewhere between $89 and $110, depending where you are, what day of the week it is.
Yeah. How much someone likes you.
Yeah, exactly. But this is something that, like, I would indulge and buy for myself.
Oh, yeah.
And this would be the one I savor.
Oh, yeah.
This one lasts for a while in my collection.
Actually, it's funny as so I was hanging out with some folks, before starting the show today, and I brought up one of the whiskey that we're doing. Right, that's is the one that I had in my my collection, if you will, at home. And I brought up that this is the one, and they were like, "Are you bringing it back home? I want to try it." I was like, "I can bring it back home. You can try it." I was like, "You can try it." But yeah, they were like, they saw it and they were like, "I've heard about this, but I've never had it." And I was like, "Hey, well, that's fine. We'll make it happen, man. Like, it's cool. Like, we can make you try it." Speaking of, I want to give out a shout out to my buddy Matt Goes, who was down. I think it was last week or the week before. I brought him over and I actually walked him through, I think, 11 of the whiskeys that we've gone through.
He tried 11 whiskeys.
We drank 11 whiskeys.
That's impressive.
I know.
That's impressive. Wow. Good job, Matt.
And, the funny thing is I don't think he picked a favorite. He had some that he liked, some more than others.
Sometimes it's hard to pick a favorite. I think to pick a favorite bourbon is got to be hard.
I mean, we weren't just drinking bourbon. We were drinking rye.
Right. Throw some scotch in there,
We
too.
were drinking scotch. We were drinking Irish whiskeys. We did the whole game. I think we even did the Japanese whiskey. Damn. Like, we were just doing the whole thing. We were going around the globe.
Around the globe whiskey.
But no, it was a lot of fun. It was cool to take the things that we've learned and actually, like, just kind of regurgitate to somebody who, Matt listens to the episodes, but I don't think he has the time to listen and pay attention and then drink along. So
too bad. Matt, you need to do that.
Yeah, he does. But it was really cool to, like, regurgitate that knowledge back to him and, like, have him try it and, like, me be able to know what I was talking about and be like, this is this whiskey, and then, like, play him the episode a little bit and, like, get him into it. So it was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
Nice.
That was definitely a good time.
Nice.
I'd like to do more of that. That was actually a lot of fun. I think we'd be pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'm going away and in a couple of weeks to Key West, and my friend's going to be there. So I was going to bring a bottle of probably he likes the Scotch. So I'm probably going to bring a bottle of that Glenlivet 15.
Heck yeah.
And walk him through the tasting profile of that.
Heck yeah.
And probably bring the Delmore too.
Definitely bring the Dalmore.
And walk him through that tasting profile as well.
The Dalmore was so good.
Yeah. Like,
really
bring
was.
both of those because they're both different but unique because they're both 15 years.
They're both 15, but done completely different.
100% cool, different. 100%.
Different flavor profiles, different everything. Yeah. Same country.
I think I want to walk him through the whole...
Which is crazy.
Right, walk him through the whole flavor. I'm walking through the whole thing. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring myself one of those bottles of the bullet pre-made old fashions.
Oh, there you go.
So I figured out, that's actually a wine bottle's worth. That's a full 750.
Oh, is it?
Or it's a full regular bottle, 750 bottle that I bought. I couldn't figure it kept going and kept going and kept going. It never got to the bottom. Ever. I mean, it's been on like it's been on 3 trips already. No, I finally finished it.
You're not drinking enough old fashioned, sir.
Well, But no, convenience.
Yes.
Honestly, it's a good old fashioned convenient.
I mean,
If you're
bullet does make a good old fashioned. I'm just saying, if you went to a bar and the bartender knows what a good old fashioned is, and you say, I want a bullet rye old fashioned,
they know
it makes a good old fashioned. It makes a good old fashioned.
But that bourbon, I mean, that pre-made old fashioned is good.
Yeah,
it's great. Like I said, when you go on vacation,
you keep telling me to get it. I think I'm just gonna. I think I just gotta go.
If you go to Total Wine, they keep it where they keep all the mixers.
Yeah,
I
saw it back there.
Yeah, you saw it back there. Okay. Some places keep it right in the middle of the whiskey.
Yeah, that doesn't belong in the whiskeys.
It really doesn't.
It is a mix.
It is a mix, but it is a mix. But you don't mix it. Mm-hmm. It's pre-mixed. But it's
chill
like
it, throw it on ice.
Going on vacation, you don't want to make your own cocktails. You want to bring all the stuff with you. You need something to just keep it nice and keep it chilled in the refrigerator.
Especially if you have like a crappy bar that doesn't want to make right cocktails.
Thank God they had good whiskey. God, this hotel had good whiskey.
Yeah.
They had good whiskey. I was very happy. I watched that Heat game.
Yeah.
When that guy threw the last point, like the last 0.0 seconds to force Game 7. But what was I drinking that night? So I started off with that flight, and then I jumped into. So I had an Eagle Rare on the rocks. I had a Basil Hayden on the rocks. I had 2 more on the rocks.
I mean, you're already starting off pretty good.
I had to make them last, Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the last 2 were. I think one was probably went back to a Buffalo Trace. And then I think the last one I did was a Willet.
All right.
It was pretty good.
That's a pretty good selection.
And they weren't really charging an arm and a leg for which they could have, in my opinion.
That's actually surprising.
So it wasn't bad, that part.
I mean, I went to, shout out, I think we brought it up on a couple episodes where we went to Louis Steakhouse in Jupiter. I actually went back and brought a couple more friends to introduce them to it because it is super good. But I did the first time we did the Macallan flight. This time I did the American flight, and I can't remember the third one that was a part of the flight, but it was E.H. Taylor small batch and the Michter's unblended were the 2 that I remember.
Okay.
I think it was like just a name I hadn't heard of. That's why it's not sticking in my brain.
Okay.
But I mean, I could probably look it up online, you know. But
good place, man. You gotta check it out.
It was only $25, and
that's fair for a flight.
I was like, dang, okay.
That's really
and
good
they
for a
poured it heavy for me,
That's nice.
so I was like, all right, cool.
Now, did you guys get a table or sat at the bar?
A table.
Okay.
Yeah, we did table
Okay.
right next to the bar.
Right next to the bar.
Yeah,
All right.
but it was
That
good.
That place is pretty good.
Yeah, That's
So this owl has impressed me.
100%. I'm happy. It was kind of like on the whim that we picked this one up.
Yeah. No, I'm probably far away on that one. Yeah. These are good buys, though. Both are good buys. I think both are unique in different directions.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong in either one.
No.
I would say if you really have a true whiskey enthusiast, I would lean towards the Kentucky Owl as a gift. But the Noah Mills is unique, and they're not going to. If they know their whiskey,
the Noah Mills was pretty dang good.
It's very unique. It's a very, like you said, punch in the beginning.
I like it better on the rocks.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too much spice. Like it's way too much heat. The second you take that sip and it's burning the back of your throat into your nose, that's a lot of spice.
Yeah,
it's a lot of heat. But I mean, once you put it on the rocks, like that mellows out perfectly.
And this is great game meat. Whiskey. Get a lamb, get some good game meat. Not a steak.
No, I mean, you could probably do a fatty steak or something like that.
Maybe
you just need something that would be able to hang out with that kind of punchiness. It is really.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, for a bourbon, I wasn't expecting it to be that hot.
No.
It's a little bit for me.
A little hot. That chicken cocktail's a little hot. Back to the cock again.
Oh, jeez.
There he goes again. Look at him.
Cock.
He's grabbing it. So, tonight we're going to do a cigar.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, since I haven't been smoking cigars, I've kind of lost control of who and what I have in my stock.
That's all right.
So, I know these are the Lenoir.
Lenoir.
Lennox. I'm just not sure who makes it.
LFD.
Maybe anybody.
It's just. It could be. I mean, technically.
Could be, Larry fucking
know.
David. But we'll find out. We'll put it on the website.
Little French
So
dude.
I know we got these from Fox Cigars.
Yeah.
But because
that's
I've been
nice.
down again and all that, we haven't spoken.
Yeah.
I've kind of lost control of what we bought and what's in our stock now.
You've been still like trying to recoup.
Yeah, it's
You
not
might not
easy.
even finish this whole thing. I mean,
No,
you're still
we'll
on
see what
the.
happens. But I'm smoking a cigar tonight.
Yeah.
A little victory
just,
cigar.
Just plugging along.
I think I'm gonna go to the Kentucky Owl.
You know, honestly, I think I want another round of that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump on that.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good night today.
Bro,
tonight.
always a good night. And
You
thank
know?
you so much for cooking. That was an exceptional meal.
Oh yeah, it was good.
I need to actually treat you to a really well-made meal that I do.
I'm all about it, man.
It'll have to be barbecue, though.
Okay.
Hopefully you're all right with that.
No.
I mean, hopefully you're all right with ribs or something. I don't know.
No, your ribs. No. But this was a good night.
It
Good
was.
food. We're gonna have a good cigar.
Yeah.
Great bourbons. Check them out. Noah Mills.
And the
$59.
Yeah, the Kentucky Owl.
Kentucky Owl, somewhere between 89 and 110, depending where you go. Both are great. Get a bottle. Listen to our show.
Yeah.
Check out our show that's out right now is the Battle of the Rise.
Battle of the Rise
See
Volume
who
3.
won that
Part 3.
one. Because we're coming up to June Madness, we're going to put all 3 winners against each other.
And maybe there'll be a little sneak show.
There might be an extra
sneaky one in there. Who
You know,
knows?
might just throw a fourth unknown
I
Cinderella
think
story.
I mean, if you heard episode 15, you're
You
going to
understand
know.
what we're talking about. Well, so listen to episode 15.
Yeah,
This
so
is
you
episode
got-
16.
And then also, you know, be prepared to be able to have some of our merch. You know, we want to throw it out there to everybody.
It's coming.
We want you guys to be able to have some of the stuff for being good supporters and followers of us and supporting what we're doing.
Yep. We're growing.
We're slowly chugging along, and I like it. You know, in 16 weeks, I've had a blast doing this in 16 weeks. You know, I've learned more about whiskey in 16 weeks than I think I've in my legal
Drinking years.
legal drinking years.
It's not just drinking. There's something behind all this. It's crazy.
Wait, what?
But but good time, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night, Ti.
Hey,
Let's have some cigars, drink some more
let's
whiskey.
do it. Everyone enjoy your evening.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, bye.